Hello, kiddos. It's Thursday, the 8th, and I'm about to start reading shopping. And I figured I'll be reading this over the weekend whilst I'm away in Yorkshire, so I'm gonna start the vlog. I'm reading now. I like that they're making fun of his name, so that I don't have to do it. I'm just back from going out with my mother to Sainsbury's, and I bought a book. It's Stephen King's, I don't know if it's his new release. No, his new release comes out in September, so this I think is his 2022 release, fairy tale. So, and it's pretty.
It won't feel right going to Primark without you.
I know.
That's because I never know what I like.
You can FaceTime me. That looks really good.
You need.
Hello, I am in Yorkshire and I have just finished things we never got over. Finished reading it outside whilst we looked at the view, and it was actually really good. I'd rate it 4 stars. That's what I think I'm gonna go with. Maybe I'll change my mind, but it was really funny because all the dramatic drama is at the end, so that was all happening whilst there was like this party going on beside us, and they were all just like, sorry to interrupt your reading, and I'm just there like reading smut scenes and watching people get kidnapped. But it was really hot, so it's the good girl bad boy trope. Of course it is, but like, who cares if it's cliche. I kind of loved the child in this. She's kind of an icon, and I kind of adore her. I can't lie. Anyway, I'm gonna start the Guesthouse at Lobster Bay next with my next summer read. I don't know if this video is gonna be like me being away for the weekend or if it's gonna be me reading summer reads. I will have to make that decision, but I haven't made it yet. And also, these books are both on my TBR. Look at me go. Proud of myself. I actually really want to read the sequel of this though. I know the 3rd book is coming out in September, I think, in paperback, so I'm excited for that shit because that's about Lucien and Salone, and I'm excited for their book. I don't know why I'm choosing to film here because of that glow that we're getting. So I'll just try and just keep looking at myself, as I should, because I'm gorgeous. So anyway, Anyway, I have finally been freed from my 5-hour tremendously sweaty hot box of a train. My god, it's boiling over here. I'm already home. I was literally there for like a long weekend. That was about it. And although I finished Things We Never Got Over, I started The Guesthouse at Lobster Bay, but you will have seen that I then stopped reading The Guesthouse at Lobster Bay and started reading Final Girls by Riley Sager because this book is so boring. It's so dull. Oh my god, I can hold that up. There's no depth to it. Also, there's a suicide bombing in the first chapter, and I'm sorry, that was unexpected. I feel like it doesn't look like that's going to be what this book is about, and it's not really. The main character, I just didn't like any of the characters. They all just irritated me, and none of them had any depth, and they were all just annoying, and I just didn't care. And I knew how it was going to end, and I got to page 179, and then I gave up and decided I'm going to have a nicer train journey than this, and moved on. And I don't think I will go back to this, sadly, because her covers are gorgeous, and I really wanted to like it. Maybe I'll try her again. I think I'm going to keep the book. I'm not going to send it to the charity shop yet. I might give it another go. But basically, Emma goes to the guest house at Lobster Bay that she's bought online without viewing it, and then it's not what she expected because she bought it online without fucking viewing it. And that's because she went through the trauma of being part of like a suicide bombing and like almost getting killed, but then she refuses to tell anyone and then kind of gets upset when they can't help her. So I just don't like the gal. Anyway, I moved on to reading Final Girls by Riley Sager, which is a floppy boy, and this is fabulous, and it's hardcore slasher, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's about, so if you don't know what a final girl is, it's like in all those horror films where there's like one gal left standing and everyone else is dead. Maybe they deserved it, maybe they didn't, but everyone else has been killed and there's one gal left. She's the final girl. So this is about 3 different final girls from 3 different scenarios, and gradually they start dying, and it's like, oh, someone's killing them again. Like, they've always been through enough trauma. Obviously I hadn't decided what I wanted this video to be about. I was like, should it be about summer reads or should it be about what I'm reading all this weekend? And I'm decided, because I want this book to be in it, this is not a summer read. Oh, also, back to this book. Listen here. This is a summer book, but there's so much about Christmas in it that it kind of put me off it. Like, it's a summer Christmas book. So if you're Australian, do it. Do it. Because I couldn't deal with it. It just annoyed me because I wanted a summer read. But the suicide bombing happens on Christmas Eve, so it's always sort of jumping back to that time about Christmas, and it's just all Christmas and Christmas and Christmas. I don't care. I don't want it to be Christmas time. Anyway, back to what was I saying? Oh yeah, what is this video about? I decided it's just going to be sort of what I read on the weekend. Obviously I'll finish this book in this video too. And then I've decided I really want to read the sequel to Things We Never Got Over, which is Things We Hide from the Light, and I do have it, as confirmed, so I figured I'd read that one in this too. I'm just spoiling you guys. Managed to get Monsters and Men off of Sam. So this will be soon, kids. This will be soon. Look at the pigeons, the pigeons. Look at the pigeons. Pigeons are just everywhere. You may have seen I went to Waterstones. I spent money. I've gained 4 books. Wait, let me just put my card. Let me look better. Hold on. Hold on a second. There, so much better. It all began in a trip to Waterstones when I was browsing their buy one get one free section and I stumble across this book. Just take off the sticker. And it's by Ardal O'Hanlon, and he is an Irish actor who plays Detective Inspector Mooney in Death in Paradise, and I fucking love Death in Paradise. So naturally, I had to read this book. I have to. It's a murder mystery itself, and it's called Brouhaha. 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 All I know is it ends in haha. This cover's really like more gritty than a normal cover. Less smooth. But I like it. It's more notebooky. I had to get another buy one, go and have first book because that's how this works. That's how this works. And I saw Love in the Time of Serial Killers, and you know that brings together two of my favourite genres, romance and murder. A gal who thinks her next door neighbour is a serial killer because she's into true crime, and then she ends up falling in love with him, and I just think that's iconic. And I feel like that's the story of my life. It's really not, but like if it were, I wouldn't be mad. Even I don't know if I'm joking, I'll be honest with you. Sticker. Ta. And that's by Elisa Thompson. Anyway, I got the high, and this is about a gal who's like holding her boyfriend hostage on Instagram Live and letting the people like vote how to torture him, basically. And she like tells him his past deeds so they can judge if he deserves to live or die. It has a bee on the cover. Bee! And that's by Scarlet Braid. And then she nabbed Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. So kind of a sequel, not really, to the Love on the Brain and Love Hypothesis sort of series. It's going down. And this did come out in paperback the day that I went to the Waterstones and got those three, but they didn't have it, and I was like, that's actually insane. Then I don't think they got their stock until the day late, because the day after I went to a different place to shop, not to specifically go to Waterstones, but I was like, oh, I'll check my Waterstones app to see if they have it, and they did, and I couldn't find them, but they were still on the trolley, so they hadn't even put them out yet, and that was day 2 of them being out, and I was like, what is this madness? So I finished Final Girls. Oh, it was a good book. I'll review it at the end when I finish Things We Never Got Over. I'm gonna finish that first. Also, I've been up since 3:45 this morning because I had to work. And I just... Get yourself a spinny chair. Truly, if you want to live the life, do it. Do it. I beg of you. I am trying to finish Things We Hid from the Light. And I don't know why, I'm just not into it. I think I'm just not in the mood for a romance at the moment. I think I've read too many romances recently, but you know, that's a me problem. Hard to tell. Also, I'm shattered because I've spent the last 3 days shifting at work. Had my summer job, so I'm shattered bean. Hello. Hi. I've officially just finished Things We Hide from the Light. Oh, I love spinning in this chair. I can now talk about the pink books that I have read, and this video can finally end because it's taken much longer than I thought it would. I thought I was just going to be doing this whilst I was in Yorkshire, and now it's Sunday, and I started on a Thursday, and it wasn't last Thursday. But then I failed to acknowledge that I'd be working 3 day shifts in a row, and that my boyfriend would come and interrupt my reading sessions. Anyway, I'll start with Final Girls by Riley Sager. 5 stars. 5 stars. This is my favourite Riley Sager book. I expected it to be scarier though. I wanted a scary novel, and it's kind of like a slasher, but not that. Oh, right, I'll tell you what it's about. No, I think I already explained, but it wasn't. My explanation of it earlier was kind of incorrect because it's not about the current girls being killed. It's about one of them's being killed, and then like, what's going on? And our main gal, Quincy, has memory loss from I want to say Pinewood Cottage. Pine Cottage, not Pinewood, but it was in a wood, so it makes sense. She has memory loss, and gradually throughout the book you sort of learn what happened, and maybe things weren't all they seemed, and it's just like, what's going on? But it was so good. I think it's the characters and sort of the journey that you go on with them, because our main character Quincy is hardcore all over the place, and she's not having the best time, and she's really struggling. She has some great development. She goes through a lot, and you can really see how the Pine Cottage murders have affected her, as it would if all your friends were murdered in front of you and you can't remember what happened. Good book. Good book. 5 stars. Fabulous. We've just finished Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, and I'm gonna give this book 3.5 stars. I think I didn't enjoy it as much as the first book, but I found it so similar to the first book, but it was only really invested in about the last 100 pages. The first bit was a bit was fine. It was just fine. It was very similar to the first book. It was two peeps who were so goddamn stubborn. Implies that it's the good guy, bad girl trope, but I feel like Nash, he was implied to be a good guy at the beginning of book 1, but then he gets shot, so he kind of goes through, you know, some trauma from that, and that changes him a little bit, which, you know, makes sense. But then it sort of takes you out of the good guy trope because he's more stubborn now, he's more brooding. Call it a good guy trope. So that disappointed me a little bit. I wanted more of a good guy sort of thing with Nash. It kind of didn't feel like Nash's character. It felt a shame that his book was about when he wasn't himself, which was quite sad. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, maybe not thoroughly. I enjoyed it. 3.5 stars though. But I reckon if I read it again quicker, I'd probably like it because it did take me 5 days, which is a long time for me. And that's mainly because of work. And it's a chunky book, I suppose, but it was really only the last 100 pages that got me vibing. There's just less going on, but it's a longer book, so it feels like everything's kind of dragged out a bit longer, and I was just not as invested with that. But that's all right. How many books did I read in this video? 4? Sort of 3.5. Go me! I don't know how to take a... I don't know what to do for my thumbnail. I'll probably just go through the footage and just find a time when I was being adorable. Shouldn't be hard. I'll see y'all again, maybe. I'm gonna shut up now. Bye!